So, Father John Cush is a priest of the Diocese of Brooklyn, and he's author of this book from our Sunday visitor, the How-To Book of Catholic Theology. He serves as academic dean and formation advisor at the Pontifical North American College of Happy Memory. John, thanks so much for being with us.
What a pleasure, Bishop. Thank you so much. And it wasn't too long ago where we saw you over here at the Ad Limina when you got to meet the Pope.
Yes. Oh, I'd love to be in Rome right now. Although I'm sure it's not easy with COVID. It's not easy anywhere. Can you tell us about what life in Rome and at the North American College is like during these challenging days?
Well, thanks be to God, I really believe we're all doing fine. The men have a wonderful attitude. Some of the classes are online. Some of them are in person, depending on the university that they attend and the year that they're in. And everyone is actually coping well, thanks be to the Lord, because they've got a great spirit, and they're here really to be in the heart of the church in Rome as they embrace their priestly formation.
Now, you've had really a variety of roles in the Diocese of Brooklyn, including some work with our good friends at Net TV. And in the midst of teaching and serving as dean and all this other stuff, how did you decide to write a book?
Well, it's really interesting, Bishop, because I had been assigned by my bishop, Bishop Nicholas DiMarzio, to come back to Rome to complete a doctorate in fundamental theology at the Gregorian University. And honestly, after I finished writing the doctorate, it may sound strange, I really missed writing. And so through some friends, I got hooked up with the National Catholic Register, and they were able to offer me one of their blogs just to write a couple of thoughts. And one day I got a phone call from the Ave Maria Press to consider doing a book, and eventually Ave Maria said, why don't you go through our Sunday Visitor? So I was able to really take what I do with the seminarians who attend the Gregorian University, the American seminarians, which is our first year theological seminar, that they take over there, kind of a synthesis seminar for fundamental theology and dogmatic theology over their first year, and kind of try to present it as a book. And it was a lot of fun to write.
Well, I'm glad it was an enjoyable experience for you. And however, I have to admit that the eyes of some people might glaze over when they just hear the word theology. But I have a funny feeling that you're going to bring the topic into everyday terms. And I say that just because of the title of the book, the How-To Book of Theology. So can you tell us a little bit about the book and why people should pick up a copy?
Oh, thanks, Bishop. Yeah, one of the basic things that I contend is that everyone who wants to know more about our Lord is a theologian. If you really think about it, theology is really learning about and speaking about someone whom you love, and that's our Lord Jesus. So my biggest contention within the book is that holiness of life leads to good theology, and good theology leads to holiness of life. And I really try to push a couple of examples of people with that. One, of course, being St. Therese of Lisieux, the other being St. Thomas Aquinas, and another one is the servant of God, Matthias Joseph Scheeben, who was a German theologian in the 19th century, who was both a mystic and a really fine theologian who wrote the Handbook of Catholic Dogmatics, I should say, in the 1850s. But I really try to give a simple introduction. 99% of theology, I would say most practicing Catholics already kind of know and believe. And it's just learning the terms and learning the articulation of it within the Church's tradition that really will help them to really talk about their faith even more.
Well, I find that a very appealing approach. Holiness of life leads to good theology, and good theology leads to holiness of life. And of course, St. Therese of Lisieux is our patroness here at Catholic TV. So I don't see any reason why people should not be excited to pick up a copy of your new book, perhaps put it in a stocking for someone, and get an extra copy for themselves. But before I ask you where they can get copies of the book, so the Christmas tree is up in St. Peter's Square. I heard you had
down there.
Yeah, it's beautiful. We had some shots on last week, and I heard you had a big party at NAC last Friday night?
We are doing a little thing with the seminarians for Christmas. So it's kind of everyone gathering together. We do a little. We decorate all of the different seminary halls. So, like, I'm in charge of Bishop. You might remember the different halls names. We call them hospital or central or convent. So I have first hospital and first central on the very first floor. And so we're all decked out for Christmas. The seminarians right now are in the hall and waiting for the rector and some of the student council seminarian leaders to come around and see who has the best decorations. Then we'll get together, we'll pray Vespers, and have a really nice meal together. And we just celebrated Immaculate Conception the other day. It was really beautiful on Tuesday. Cardinal Edwin O'Brien was the celebrant of Mass. He gave a wonderful homily, and honestly, it was, despite the fact we don't have many guests right now, we're doing really well.
I thought of you actually on the Feast of the Immaculate Conception and spoke to a classmate of mine. And by the way, as you celebrate tonight, if you happen to walk by room 315 on 3rd Convent, that's my old room. I was there for 4 years.
Bishop.
So you can tell the present occupant that I'm praying for him.
I shall do so. I was, as a seminarian, I was down in the same hall, 3rd Convent. I was room 309 for 4 years as a seminarian and 1 year as a newly ordained priest.
I knew there was something I liked about you.
Oh, I see that. The 3rd Convent is a great place to be.
It's like being from Gryffindor.
That's right. Where everyone has their own little thing. But there's no Slytherin here.
Exactly. So John, where can people get a copy or 2 or 3 of the how-to book of Catholic theology?
Well, thanks for asking that, Bishop. One way to do it is to go to OSV, our Sunday Visitor, osv.com, and you can order it directly from OSV. You could also get it from Amazon.com, and it will be shipped right to your home. And it's also around in different Catholic bookstores. So there's a good number are been shipped around. And if anyone is from Europe who might happen to be listening or watching, Grace Wing Publications was able to distribute it here in Rome, but also over in England and Ireland and Scotland and in different places throughout Europe. So I'm really excited. And my whole wish with this project is that it'll help people fall in love with Jesus. And when you fall in love with someone, you want to know everything about them. And theology really gives them the chance to learn everything they can all about Jesus.
Father John Cush, author of the book, The How-To Book of Catholic Theology of the Great Diocese of Brooklyn, and the Pontifical North American College. Thank you so much, Father Cush, for being with us, and a Merry Christmas to you
Bishop.
and all the men at
Merry
NAC.
Christmas to you.
All right.
We'll give you regards. Thanks, Bishop.
Will do. God bless.